Today, we have some incredibly wonderful news to share with you that will definitely make you grin. Regarding the delivery dates of the much-anticipated $2,000 stimulus payments, which are intended only for recipients of Social Security Supplemental Security Income, SSI, Social Security benefits, the IRS has formally made a decision. Disability insurance through Security SSDI and VA benefits for veterans. As many of us have been watching for these updates, you are aware of how important this news is. These checks are more than simply numbers on a page. They are a lifeline for countless people. People and families who have been struggling financially will find all the information they need in this video. From dates to eligibility requirements, we've got you covered. But first, let's have a look at what you may expect to happen when you expect to receive your stimulus payment. A moment to fully see how this news affects many people. These checks represent more than simply extra money in their bank accounts. They also represent relief from hopelessness and the prospect of better times to come, whether they are used to pay for necessities like groceries and rent, or to provide much-needed assistance. An upsurge in spirits. The importance of these payments cannot be stressed. You may be wondering why. So let's examine the factors that led the IRS to make this decision, as well as the steps taken to make sure the $2,000 direct payment reaches the people who need it the most. Getting that money into the hands of those who need it is a challenge. Payments were authorized as part of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, a significant economic relief program enacted into law in early 2024. To help individuals and families cope with the effects of rising inflation and recession. The IRS has had numerous logistical challenges, and many were getting impatient with the absence of a clear schedule, particularly for federal recipients who typically have lower incomes and greater rates of poverty. However, the wait is now over, as the IRS has outlined The following dates indicate the precise timetable for the distribution of these important payments. If you are receiving Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, or retirement benefits, your $2,000 stimulus check will be issued in 2 equal installments. Payments of $1,000 due on May 12, 2024, and June 14, 2024. Respectively, the IRS says that by using the split payment technique, they may distribute monies to the more than 64 million beneficiaries, faster than if they were to wait until later. Your payments will be made in the same manner that you normally receive your Social Security benefits, either via direct deposit into your bank account or by physical checks sent in the mail. For married couples receiving Social Security, if both spouses are eligible for their own payments, the IRS is advising recipients to make sure their mailing address and bank account details are current in order to prevent delays. Every person will get their $22,000 payment according to the timetable mentioned above. Therefore, total stimulus payments of $4,000 for a qualifying couple might arrive in those 2 installments in May and June. It's crucial to emphasize that if you get SSDI, your $2,000 stimulus payment will not affect your benefits in any way. Ongoing eligibility for Social Security disability benefits. The relief monies are not subject to federal taxation or counted as income for persons receiving supplementary security income. SSI anticipates receiving all $22,000 in stimulus checks on May 25, 2024, the target date. Like other federal beneficiaries, the IRS and Social Security Administration are striving to transfer all required payment files and receiver data for this group by tomorrow. SSI beneficiaries will get their stimulus funds by mail or direct deposit, depending on how they typically get their monthly benefits. The Department of Veterans Affairs will begin issuing $2,000 stimulus checks to veterans who receive disability benefits on May 20, 2024. The VA will handle the delivery of these checks. The IRS has given priority to this group's logistics and methodology for both the SSI and VA populations to receive their payments as separately designated groups instead of needing to make claims for their stimulus funds through the standard tax filing process. This enables quicker access to the funds. However, recipients of both of these $2,000 stimulus payments should be aware of some additional significant dates and scenarios. SSI and Social Security. For those receiving benefits from both of these federal programs, each agency will send a stimulus check in accordance with the timetables mentioned above. For example, you might receive a payment from Social Security on Monday and a stimulus payment from SSI on Tuesday. End of May, bringing the total number of federal benefit recipients who filed taxes to 4,000. If you get VA, Social Security, SSDI, or SSI payments, and you file an annual tax return, the IRS will use that information to assess your eligibility and issue your stimulus payment. Tax return. Therefore, you'll adhere to the general disbursement schedules for taxpayers rather than the periods indicated above for recipients who are homeless and federal beneficiaries who do not file taxes. In order to locate and provide stimulus payments to people who failed to submit tax returns for 2022 or 2023, the IRS is putting emergency preparations into place. Further information on those distribution efforts is still awaited. Deceased recipients. If any federal beneficiaries passed away in 2023 prior to the enactment of stimulus legislation, their final $2 payment will be sent to the same bank account or address. This also applies to those who are homeless or facing housing insecurity, that the IRS has received their regular benefits and advises surviving family members to return any misdirected stimulus monies for a deceased person. As you can see, even though the basic schedule is established, the IRS still faces some challenges in ensuring that every eligible American receives their stimulus funds as soon as feasible, taking into account their unique situation. The ultimate objective is to distribute all $2,000 payments to the approximately 25 million American households that depend on Social Security, SSI, Virginia, or other federal benefits by the latest possible date of June 20th, 2024. These $200 stimulus checks, which are their primary source of income, could be an absolute lifeline for those whose fixed incomes from Social Security only cover basic expenses like food, utilities, and healthcare. Inflation reached double-digit levels in 2023 before beginning to decline in early 2024. For many of these federal beneficiaries, housing and care have become challenges in recent years. A typical Social Security retired worker's $2,000 monthly equates to approximately 2 months' worth of income. For those who depend only on SSI payments, which max out at only $914 monthly for an individual in 2024, more than twice their usual monthly benefit amount, is the stimulus. The stimulus funds could possibly assist recipients in paying off whatever debts they may have accrued, go beyond simply enabling them to maintain their usual spending or use short-term savings to cover past due mortgage payments. Auto repairs pay for unpaid medical bills, and more specifically, these stimulus checks may represent a make-or-break financial lifeline for the most economically disadvantaged populations in the nation, which is why, following the lengthy political negotiating process, determining a precise schedule for distribution was so important. Financial advisors advise paying off any high-interest debt, such as credit card debt, because this most recent round of pandemic-era economic relief from the stimulus represents a sizable lump sum payment compared to regular monthly benefit amounts. It is crucial for Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA recipients to use these funds strategically. Cards initially, then building up a small emergency fund with 3 months' worth of necessities, if at all possible, and then contributing a portion of the funds to any unpaid bills necessities, such as paying past due rent, mortgage, and utilities payments. From those stimulus money, auto repairs and medical costs could only be used once. Higher costs that are more difficult to pay for on a fixed monthly income, such as buying new glasses, small-scale accessibility improvements to a property, such as purchasing affordable appliances, or furniture investments such as creating, if you don't already have one, a retirement account. The most crucial step is to develop a personal budgeting plan that will help you distribute your stimulus funds wisely among ongoing demands. By distributing the funds over several areas, you may make the money last longer for federal beneficiaries who are still having trouble managing their debt, as well as comprehensive financial planning. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling, nfcc.org, is one resource to look into for individualized support at a period of historic financial hardship. There are numerous nonprofit credit counseling organizations that offer advice and resources at little or no cost. Financial hardship experienced by the nation's most vulnerable citizens. A road towards a more stable financial future can be established for millions of Americans with the assistance of timely and clear information about these stimulus payments. Beyond the first financial boost, federal beneficiaries should be aware that the $2,000 stimulus payments are not taxable in and of themselves. Income, they may have a more indirect effect on your total tax situation for the 2024 filing year than tax credits and deductions.